Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a review of the Thieaudio Hype 4. Just want to let you guys know this is going to be a long review. And as you know, if it's a short review, I hate it. And if it's a long review, I love it. So I really love this IEM. And so it's going to be a long review. Okay, so let's start with the beginning. But just to save you guys time, here's page 1. And here's page 2. Here's page 3. And here's page 4. Oh, no, that's the first page. Okay. All right, let me just give you a quick synopsis to save you guys time. This is the best IEM I've heard so far. This is the best sounding IEM. This is a huge step above everything I've tested so far. It's blowing me away, honestly. And yes, this is good for mixing, for critical editing, and for monitoring. Just what I found so amazing about these is this is one of the very few IEMs where vocals sound full, but at the same time, they sound detailed. And that is really unusual because usually what I find is sometimes when the vocals are full, it is a little bit hazy on details. And on the flip side, whenever something is like tons of detail, it can be a little bit too bright. But this has a weird combination of being able to do both at the same time. I haven't seen anything like this so far. And that scares me because, when things get good, then I want to know like what else is out there. But that's crazy. What I also want to say is this is a hell of a deal, in the sense that like I got this for like $300 used. It was a blind buy, right? Because these are hard to find. But right now, you can find these like pretty cheap on eBay. And if you're okay with getting an uglier color, like there's the white ones that are dirt cheap. But I swear to God, I've tested so many IEMs at this point, and in my opinion, this is blowing me away. This is easily the best sounding IEM I've ever heard, and also one I think sounds pretty accurate and true, and is reliable for mixing. Okay, well, let's get to the real review and go from there. All right, so for fit and comfort, I was actually expecting the comfort to be pretty bad on this, but it's actually okay. But keep in mind that I've been trained by the big ass like freaking ear like chonkers from all the ones I've tested, so I think my ears are just getting used to the pain. But overall, the comfort was actually okay. I used the stock white silicone ear tips, large, and I never used anything else. So this was what I used, and it's been perfect. Okay, so the first thing I check is the song Weekends by BB. I always use that song every single time, and you'll see that on every video. It's just a good reference. Basically, the song goes boom, 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 and I want to know what kind of bass I'm getting from this song. From this IEM. And I'm like, holy shit, the bass kicks. It's punchy and it's powerful. BB's voice sounds full, detailed, and accurate. Now, that's important that I'm using those three words. Full, detailed, full and detailed, and accurate. That is an unusual combination to see all three. In other words, her voice is full, but it's also, there's tons of detail around it, but at the same time, it's actually accurate. It's not exaggerated in any way. It's actually pretty accurate. So there's so much vocal texture. And I say right away, dude, I'm glad because I literally, what actually is the history behind this is I actually bought this because I had a debate with someone on Reddit. And the guy was basically saying, like he was like going through all this, and in the end, we were talking about different neutral IEMs, and then, and I threw a dagger at him. I was like, okay, all right, what would you consider of the JM1 targets, like one of the most neutral ones you've tried? And he's like, Hype 4. You got to check out Hype 4. And I was like, rather than in the end, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take your word for it, and I'm going to try it out. And I bought it, like that very day. And he was right. Or he or she was right, or they. This spot on. This is amazing. Anyway, oh, by the way, I also want to say, if you're okay with uglier versions of this, you can get them for about $200 on eBay. They're selling, the white ones are going off like crazy. Like they're like, get rid of this. I do not want this. But if you want more prettier ones, I think this one was the black one I got. But yeah, okay. Next song I check is Wolf Tila, All Tinted. And I like that song because there's so much sub bass all over the song. Right? So it helps me judge whether the sub bass is polite or if it's too much or too little or non-existent. So there's tons of sub bass, but it's a good kind. It's full and natural, and it's not synthetic. It's a fine balance between accurate and enjoyable. The vocals are full and they're detailed and they're accurate. It's a rare combo. And but I'm also saying the comfort is slightly bothering me. But overall, this track, it's passed. Okay, next track, next song I want to do is I want to check out XG New Dance. I like that song because there are literally 5 girls singing in that song. So I can check how like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people I can sing, like check all of their voices all in one shot. So all of them sound amazing. It's full, it's accurate, and it's detailed. Again, I'm using those 3 words, very simple words, but if you have watched any of my channels, I mean, any of the videos, those are rare in combination to see all 3 at the same time. The vocals are perfect. They're not thin. They're not off. And I said, this is a huge step above the RTT10, which I literally reviewed today. And this is a huge step above the Daybreak, which I reviewed about a couple days ago, in vocal realism. This is easily the best meta-tuned IEM I've ever heard so far. And it's probably the best sounding IEM I've heard to date. The sound is incredible, but it's still correct and accurate. It's not overhyped. It just sounds full and accurate and detailed and full. It's just like, it's such a weird combo because sometimes I got to bring out my, I got to show you what I mean because it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I have a box of bright and neutral IEMs. Okay, so let me I have bright, neutral, and bright, right? So this is the box of bright IEMs. Okay, so this is basically the Keyfine Clean, right? Keyfine Clean. This is the what is it? The Land Reference 2. This is a bright IEM. This is the Tantrum Origin, kind of brighter. This is the Sound Note 0 bright. This is the what is it? The sound. This is the 7 Hertz Sonus. This is bright. This is the Moondrop Blessing 2. These are bright. These have detail. Okay, these have detail, but the fullness of the voice is never there. All right. Then we're going to go on the flip side. Okay, so this is my warm box. I would say this is the box of warm stuff, right? So this is the Swan NV. Very warm vocals, very detailed, but not as detailed. This is more detailed. This is the RT10, which I reviewed today. Good vocals. This is more detailed than the RTT10. All right, this has more detail than that. This is the Truth Theory Pure. This shits on the Truth Theory Pure, dude. Truth Theory Pure is like nothing compared to this. And then this is why is the Moondrop Land? This should be in the bright box. Whoops. Okay. Then you've got the Dusk. Oof, that's tough. I don't know. That one this is better than the Dusk because it's more analytical for my purposes, right? Then we've got the Cranier Daybreak. This is better than the Cranier Daybreak, in my opinion. Then we got the Performer 8. This is better than the Performer 8. Then we got the Zigot Lush. This is better than the Zigot Lush because it has more detail. But the Zigot Lush has that fullness of the voice, but it lacks that detail. But this thing has detail and fullness. You know what I mean? It almost has both of them. Then we've got the, let's see. Well, we might as well go over the neutral box, right? The neutral and V-shape box that I have here. So this is the neutral and V-shape side. All right, this shits on the fucking, I mean, it's a big price difference, but this is the Dunu Titan S original, right? Then you've got the, what else is there? This is the Hexa. Fuck the Hexa. This blows this Hexa away. As much as I love the Cadenza 4, this blows away the Cadenza 4. And that's a big statement if you know like my reviews. This is the Thieaudio I forgot what the name of it called. Oh, Galileo. Now this is dead set neutral. I would still say, man, I'm tough because they're both kind of representing different variants of neutral, but this is such a great tool. I would say, obviously, in terms of enjoyment, these IEMs are just way more enjoyable. But in terms of like what's more accurate, it depends on which neutral person you talk to. If you talk to someone who's like, I want something that sounds like speakers, then this is better. If you want something that's like, I want something that's like closer to like edemotic kind of things, then you would go this route. Okay, then we've got the Studio 4. Damn, I don't know, man. I love this thing. I'm going to say they're on par, but more out of sentimentality. And then we've got, this is the, what is this? Songzu Warner Studio. Well, this is like a $20 IEM. I mean, it's no comparison. And then let's bring out the other box. Give me one moment, right? All right, so we've got the, so this is the FDX1, which I reviewed not so long ago. Remember what I was saying before? Detail. This has detail. This has the detail, but it doesn't have the vocal fullness that this has. You know what I mean? See, what I'm trying to say is like, let me try to explain this. One is like the Lush, right, is an example of where it doesn't have detail, but it's like very full. Whereas this is like detailed, right? So it's kind of like, okay. Anyway, let's just keep going through the box. So this is, what was this? Oh, this is the Audio Technica something 40. This shit's on that. This is way better than that. I would say that's better than that. This is the Beyerdynamic DT70IE, which I reviewed not too long ago. That's tough because I love the sound, the size of these. But I would give the edge to this, actually. But I appreciate the size of these. And then we've got I think I've got the Shure SE846. And as much as I love the Shure SE846, I would give the edge to these, actually. But you never know, man. Sometimes I just change my opinion sometimes, Like sometimes I'm like, oh, wait. But actually, I think I'm pretty dead set on this. I think it actually is correct. Okay, anyway, let's keep going forward. Then I check the song Genevieve. I just so needed, but my heart is so defeated. Resume, and it's absolutely on point. It's full, it's detailed, it's accurate. Again, very few IEMs pull off that full and detailed sound. Like I said, warm IEMs are usually hazy, bright IEMs, they lack body. This has both. And what I said was, if this sound came in something like the size of an IE200 or like a Moondrap LAN, dude, I'd be set for life. And I love, one of my favorite IEMs in terms of comfort is the Sennheiser IE200. Look at how small that is compared to this, right? Why can't they? I guess it's not that simple, but if they could make this kind of sound in this kind of size, that'd be freaking dope. Okay, next, I do another female vocal check. And she sounds amazing on there, but I said it's hard to evaluate because it's just amazing. Next, let's check male vocals, right? So I checked Justin Bieber's voice. Yeah, you got that yum. And it's funny, I wasn't even looking for this, but as I was playing the song, and noticed, dude, there's a lot of soundstage. It's very huge, and his voice is full, it's detailed, and it's on point. The bass hits hard. And I said, this is one of the best IEMs I've heard. Yet it's still accurate, but it's not exaggerated. And I said, this might be the dot of diminishing returns. And dude, this is insane value that I got this at $300 used. And the result, this is excellent. Then I go ahead and check the song Chris Brown, Zero. I like checking that song because there's this one area in the beginning where it tells me a lot about Soundstage. And dude, it's cinematic. It feels like I'm in a theater. Like, it's just so good Soundstage. The Soundstage feels very movie-like. The vocals are full and they're on point. So results, excellent. And next what we do is I go ahead and I check, I go through a series of sibilance tests. I'm pretty particular on checking for sibilance. And unlike other people, they view sibilance as a bad thing. I view it as a good thing because it allows me to look for sibilance in audio so that I can fix it. So basically what I've discovered is, so there's a Mariah Carey test, and then there's a DMS test, and I'll just list all the audio tracks in a row so you can hear it all at once.
I gotta go somewhere, so can we make this quick?
Master EQ, your mixes will be so much better, I promise. So in this tutorial...
So many of you love these two microphones.
Mike Tyson is called the baddest man on the planet.
The Money Music Business Conference.
A cookie house.
Their connection started over sweets.
Guys, DMS here. On today's 2-minute tip, we're gonna be talking about soundstage and imaging.
But basically, at regular volume, basically it was low to zero, except for the Edward Smith one. That one's high, but everything was like very low detection. As in, at regular volume, you're not going to get sibilance. But when you crank up the volume just 25%, then the Mariah Carey is medium sibilance, and then DMS gets very high and high. The You Don't Know EQ guy goes medium, and then Edward Smith is painful. The Mike Tyson VO is painful. The Lana Del Rey is high. So basically what this means is if you listen to music on this at a little bit cranked up, you're going to definitely hear a lot of sibilance. But if you play this on regular volume, you're not going to get any sibilance. But what this means is, from a point of editing, this is actually, what you would call it? It can become analytical if you want to just crank it. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to be able to, basically, on normal volume, you're not going to hear anything. But if you want to edit audio, crank it. Just give it like 20% crank and you'll hear it. You'll hear problems with your audio right away. Just crank it. You know what I mean? And I want to say, I know that sounds obvious, like, of course, but no, it's not. There's some IEMs that I have where if you crank it, you're not going to hear shit. Like, where's the Dusk? I can't find it, but Dusk is like a perfect example. You're not going to hear anything if you crank it up. That's like allergic to sibilance. Okay. Finally, what I did was I did a monitoring test. I went ahead and I I spoke into a microphone to see what it sounds like, and I'll play the recording here. So overall, it sounds like me, but with a V-shaped slant. It reminds me of the Neat King B version 1. It's a microphone where it's kind of a V-shaped microphone. So it has a slight bass and treble boost. And so it feels like someone literally went +2 bass and +2 treble on my voice. So it adds sheen and presence without changing the tone of my voice. But it's still natural, just with a bit more polish. So yeah, overall, very impressed with these. And I think these are a steal if you can find them for about $300 used or so, which I'm not even kidding. Go on eBay, you're going to find a bunch of these for like $300, and especially the white ones that are like really ugly. I got this one because this is the only one that's good looking. I have this weird criteria with IEMs, like it's got to be kind of good looking. If it's ugly, I'm not going to buy it. And I am very pleasantly surprised with these. So yeah, that's all I got to say. All right, you guys have a great one. Oh, goodbye. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, so here is the monitoring section, and this is where I'm wearing the IEM, and I'm speaking with a microphone, and I'm letting you know how close it is to my voice, and letting you know nuances. What I'm saying right now, you can't hear. Like what you're hearing right now is just the mic I've been using on all the videos, but I'm basically describing to you what it sounds like when I wear the microphone, when I wear the IEM. So when I actually listen to this actually has, it feels like the bass is boosted just slightly, and then the treble is boosted slightly. So I guess you could call this a V-shaped IEM. It almost has a Neat King B. It's a microphone. A Neat King B sort of feel to it, where the Neat King B, in my opinion, is a little bit like where the bass is a little bit boosted just slightly, and then the treble is boosted slightly. But overall, it's a very pleasant sound to it. But this is what it sounds like. It sounds like, in other words, in EQ terms, it sounds like someone went and did +2 on bass and +2 on treble on my voice.